Hello everyone, this is Julie with Craft with Julie and welcome to another Makers with Art Mystery Envelope Challenge. This month, Katie sent us an envelope of goodies and this is what she sent us. Some paper from the Storybook collection. This is one of those irresistibles. I don't have any of this, so I'm really excited to check this out. And some black glitter paper and a zip strip from the Storybook collection. So she has challenged us to create an interactive element or a fun fold on a project, and we need to use these supplies, and we can add any colors of cardstock from the Storybook collection, and we have to use a stamp set, and we can also use any embellishments that we would like. So I have an idea and I'm super excited to show you the idea I came up with to create with these products. I was excited when Katie challenged us to create a fun fold card. I've been wanting to try out this one. It's called Barn Door Fold, and I created one just to try it out and make sure it would work so I can show you how fast and easy one of these cards comes together. The stamp set that I'm using today is called Daisy Meadows Card Making. It is a stamp set and thin cuts, and it is actually part of the March Stamptacular sale, and I believe it's only $10, so it's a really awesome deal for that stamp set and thin cuts. So you can see I'm pulling in some cardstock to go along with that Storybook collection paper, and I decided to use the color Seabrook as my base. It's a really pretty green color and it matches perfectly with the Storybook collection. And I will put all the dimensions in the description of the video so you can easily recreate this card. So this piece right here is 2.5 by 11, and I just need to score it in the center, so that will be my gate. And as you can see, you can score that really easily just using your paper trimmer and a bone folder. And so now I can start assembling the card and add the stamping. So I'm going to take my base, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5 piece of Seabrook cardstock, and add the gate piece to the bottom, just lining it up on all the different edges and make sure it's nice and secure. And then I'm using a piece of pattern paper, which is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 to decorate the front of that. So I've already cut the bunny out of the thin cut and his little feet. So his little head and hands will be on the back of the card and his feet will be on the front on that barn door part. And I'm going to cut a little half circle using just a circle thin cut that I have in my stash. I'm going to use some washi tape to keep that circle thin cut secure while I run it through my die cutting machine. I don't want that moving because I want it to stay right where it's at. I'm going to quickly run it through my machine and I will show you the end results. And that washi tape kept it exactly where I wanted it, and I'll just take that piece off and discard it, and then you can see how cute that little notch is. And then I'm going to add a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock, and that will be the inside of the card. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring in that bunny and stamp him with intense black ink, so then I can use some markers on him in a little bit. And while I'm stamping him, I just want to remind you of Close My Heart's March special. It's called Stamptacular. Close My Heart stamp sets and stamp sets with thin cuts are all on sale this month. You can save up to 30%, up to 60%. Like I said, this guy with his thin cuts is only $10, so it's a really great deal. Take a peek and see if there's any stamp set you can't live without. Okay, so now we get to add the cute little bunny. The bunny's head and his little hands will be on the inside of the card, and his feet will be on the outside, so when you open that gate, you will just see his little head. Okay, so after I add his little feet, I'm going to color him in with some TriBlend markers. I'm using the brown gray, which is one of my most favorite colors, and also the pale pink. We're going to be using that for his feet and adding a little bit to his ears. At first I thought I would just outline his ears and his head with the marker, but after doing that it just didn't look right. So I went ahead and filled in all of the space in his little hands and his feet, and it looked much better. And then I went back with the dark color and added some more details, like the little dots on his head and the little dots by his cheeks, just to give him a little bit more shading. What's really fun about this type of card is that you can have the sentiment start on the front and then it continues on to the inside of the card. So on the top I have stamped have a, and then on the inside I'm stamping happy birthday, and I actually mess up a little bit, and the B on the birthday doesn't stamp all the way, so I'm gonna have to fix that, and I'll show you in just a minute how I did that. So I was looking through the other papers that Katie sent, and she sent this black glitter paper, so I cut it down to a 1/2 inch, and I was trying to decide what to do, and while I was messing around I'm like, oh, I have the zip strip and it will fit perfectly over the happy birthday that I misstamped. And so then I'm going to cut that glitter paper down just a little bit more so it's not as thick of a strip, and add that to the bottom of my card. And then I'm going to stamp happy birthday on a scrap piece of white cardstock and back it with some glitter paper so it matches the outside of the card, and it covers it up nicely so you'll never know that I had an oopsie on the inside of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the front with that little strip of glitter paper, and then I have that big spot on the upper left hand of the card, and I'm trying to figure out if I should add a carrot or what I should do. I decided the carrot was a little too big, so I added a flower using that exact same stamp set. It has this cute little flower, and then also it has this polka dot stamp set, a little circle with little dots, and I thought it matched the Storybook paper perfectly, so I random stamped those on the white piece of cardstock on the top and then also on the inside of the card to keep the design going. And then to finish up the card, I colored in the flower using the Jade green marker and the pale pink marker. And I sat back and looked at this card for a little bit, and it just needed a little something. I wasn't quite sure what it needed, but I did look at it for a little while, and if you know me, I love a doodle. So out came my black doodle pen, and I added a line around the white piece of cardstock. And the card is done. I hope you enjoyed learning how to create a barn door card, and I hope you try one on your own. They are really fun to put together and the different things you can do. One more thing I wanted to let you know about is the Makers with Heart will be hosting our very first virtual crop on April 22nd. It's going to be happening in a special Facebook group, so make sure to join that group. 7 of us are going to be teaching a class in the morning, and in the afternoon we're going to have an open crop room where we can all hang out and craft together. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I will see you soon.